Hello ladies and gentlemen, and Idiot Imports is sponsored by PlayAsia, who most likely supplied this game to me unless I specifically mentioned that they didn't. You can follow the affiliate link in the description to buy this game from PlayAsia to support me and my channel, and you can use the coupon code BLUEVITA to save $3 off your order. Thanks for your support, enjoy the show. Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Blue Maxima, and I'm here checking out the Japanese version of Digimon World Next Order. I'm honestly not looking forward to doing this one, because this is actually kind of a hard game to talk about. So, the weird thing about this game is that the day after I got it in the mail and I was working on playing Airship Q at the time, there was a retail listing leaked for a PS4 version of Digimon World Next Order for the West. And then they announced they're bringing it over on PS4 only, for some reason. Then they announced they were bringing it over for Vita, as a part of a PR correction. Don't know how they managed to bugger that one up, because they immediately rescinded that update 6 hours later with the announcement that they're not bringing the PS Vita version over. Nobody was happy. Not many people were happy. We were all trying to figure out what the bloody hell they were thinking. They actually told the reason in an interview on a European website that I've never heard of, but yeah, they actually had to give a reason. Apparently the PS4 version has a bunch of extra story missions integrated into the main flow of the plot, and that is actually surprisingly hard to port into the game. Which is a bit of a weird excuse if you ask me, because it doesn't sound like something that couldn't be patched in at some point. Or, you know, just modify the version without having to actually put in a patch, just make it a secondary version or something, but yeah, it's still not pleasant, because we're not going to be getting this in the West, and judging by that sort of reasoning, we're not going to be getting it at all. Like, there's no room to turn around and say, hey, we're going to actually do this now, which is disappointing, to say the least, because if you want me to be perfectly honest, Digimon World Next Order, unless you've got a guide or you're good at reading Japanese, you're probably not going to want to play this as an import. Let me put it that way. And I don't think there's any hope for an Asian English version either, but oh well. This is the options menu, but there's really not much to see. You just got your audio sliders, your camera orientations, whether they go left to right normally or right left inverted, and your camera sensitivity. Not much to talk about there. So we'll just load into my game. As I said before, the game is surprisingly hard to play as an import due to the amount of text that needs to be translated in both like locations and quests. So there are quests, like the main quests will tell you where you need to go, but the side quests that help you recruit Digimon to your city require you to have pretty good Japanese knowledge, because even with the invert colors trick, which I absolutely love doing because it makes the camera pick up text really easily, sometimes it just can't give you a correct translation on some item names, and you'll have to go around and find them yourself and pick them up and check if they're the right items or not, and that can be really annoying and just a pain in the ass to deal with. So yeah, I wouldn't recommend playing this as an import. So this is mainly just going to be just a little bit of a wander around the initial area, show you how the game works and stuff like that. Not much I really am going to be able to show you, because my Digimon, surprisingly, despite the fact that they're in like the 4th or 5th stage, I can't remember off the top of my head, they're supposed to be surprisingly powerful, and yet I still get my ass kicked by some of the boss monsters, so I don't really know what's going on with that. But we'll load into my game anyway. So, it says I've got 2.5 hours in the game. That's a lie. It doesn't count time spent in dialogue menus and just, well, menus in general, really. So it's probably closer to 3.5 more than 2.5, but we will load her up anyway. So, you know, if you wanted to see what this game looks like before you decide if you want to pick it up on PS4 or not, well, here we go. Honestly, I probably am going to pick it up on PS4 anyway, because I fucking love the original Digimon World, and this is basically them trying to modernize that. So, yeah. So, you have two partner Digimon following you around. I've got this gigantic snow dog beast right here, and a poor guy that's made out of rock. And somehow these guys are both water. So if I hit triangle to go into the menu, we can actually have a look at them. So this is the Digimon screen that's loaded up here. And you can check your stats of your individual Digimon. There's a few things to note here. You got your stats in the bottom left there. That's attack, defense, wisdom, and speed. So, you know, the more you train them up, the better they'll be. You've also got your attributes in the middle there, like third from the top, which is annoying because you can't really tell. Well, you can tell what they are just by looking at them. So there's like water, and I think that's vaccine, but I could be wrong on that. They've also got a nickname and age and length of days and the amount of time they can be active and their personality, and this is different across different Digimon, of course. They've also got different moves that they can do that they'll unlock as they Digivolve. They've also got the ability to change their AI strategy. You can change this in battle as well if you need to, but the idea is you can make it so that they'll either be an even balance, they'll run the hell away, or they'll use as much MP as they possibly can. And you've also got the Digivolution Tree. This lets you see what your Digimon can Digivolve into. And while the stats on the right are blanked out right now, you can actually get the ability to see what stats you will need in order to Digivolve. And if you have more than one of these, like, fulfilled at once, you'll always go for the one on top. That's actually kind of an interesting point to make. That's your items. This is your tamer screen. And when you level up as a tamer, you get the ability to unlock tamer abilities. And these are all very useful for helping you tame your Pokemon. Fuck me, I'm gonna do that more than once, aren't I? So you can get these different abilities, and they all do specific things. Like this one here gives me the ability to get a slight regen on HP and MP whenever I think you... Is it praise? I can't bloody remember now. God damn it. And this one here gives more stat boosts after reincarnation, more or less, because your Digimon will eventually die and reincarnate back to child form, which is a interesting strategy, because it means you can level up your Digimon differently every time and get different Digimon and do different strategies, which is a really interesting thing that the original Digimon World did. And God, I love Digimon World 1, and this game is pretty much exactly like it, except for a few specific things. So yeah, you get tamer points the more battles you win, and you can pick any one of these abilities, but to get the abilities that are more out of the way here, you need to get every ability that's before it. So I'm just going to pick one ability here, just for the hell of it. Doesn't really matter. That's the map. We won't look at that because we can't while we're in town. This is the Digimon screen. Well, I call it the Digimon screen because Digimon's down the bottom middle there. He gives you a little bit of an update on what you need to do for your current quest. So right now he wants me to go to a place called Flame Mountain, but I can't go there right now because my Digimon are really weak for some reason. This is basically where you get like quests and stuff. So you can come here and have a look at quests that you've got to do and quests that you've finished from different Digimon, and this will tell you like all the items you need to go and get and stuff, which is interesting. The annoying thing is that since you have to translate all of it, and sometimes the translators won't pick it up properly, that means that you have to... that means you have to be constantly going back and forth in order to find the right items and stuff, and that can be extremely annoying as well. This is also where you come to get, like, DLC quests and crap. This is your Digimon Encyclopedia. You can see all 217 Digimon that are in this game, which is a pretty big amount, I gotta say. You can come here and see every Digimon on this tree, which is always nice. And you can also see the 3D models, and they've done a really good job on the 3D models, I've got to say. They look really nice, and they've all got a lot of animations. The bottom option is your save menu, and this is your options. So you can wander around town. There's not much to do here, but the idea is that you're actually recruiting Digimon through the game's side missions in order to build up more parts of this town. Same thing that was in Digimon World 1. And I've got a couple of things here that I can do right now. I can talk to this ladybug here who sells stuff like porta potties, autopilots, and healing discs. And you've got... What happened there? Huh. Apparently I got points out of nowhere. I guess they just accrue up automatically over time. This is a shop. No, this isn't the shop. This is the storage facility where you can put in items that you don't need at the moment. I've got a bunch of things I found out in the field. You can come in here to Digimon's house. This is one of the places you can sleep when the time is right. And you can also talk to everyone here for specific things. Like, Digimon will tell you what you need to do in more detail. Digimon's the only Digimon I can remember because Digimon's got the best appearance. He looks like a man with a really long beard and hair, I gotta say. You can come here and talk to these other Digimon here about specific things about Digimon raising and developing and battling. And you can also come here to toggle hard mode. But apparently this game's really easy even for hard mode, which is a little bit of a disappointment because Digimon World 1 was actually really fucking hard. Due to mainly being really obscure about what you needed to do. And yeah, you can talk to this Digimon here for supplies every day. There's a Digimon here who'll tell you about the box. And I honestly have no idea what the box fucking does. I think it's meant to store like Digimon that you can pull out later and also give you special items, but I haven't actually earned any points to use in this box yet, so there's nothing I can really do. So we'll go back down to the field and we'll go over to the training arena. There's also a Coliseum that you can unlock eventually, which will allow you to fight with other Digimon. There's a porta potty here because you have to feed your Digimon from time to time, and they do like particular foods and stuff like that. And, you know, gotta do their business, you know. And if they poop themselves, obviously not a pleasant thing, they will eventually risk evolving into Sukumon, which is not great. You can also talk to this little guy here and he'll give you meat, which is always nice because it's basically free food, but it's tasteless to pretty much every Digimon that there is. So you want to find better food for better Digimon to keep them happy. So if I just press triangle real quick again here, you can see they've got happiness and training meters. So you got to try and keep them happy while also keeping them well trained, because if they're not well trained, they're likely to not obey you as much, which is interesting to say the least. I mean, that is what happened in Digimon World 1. They just kind of obscured it. So you do want to keep that in mind. Is there anyone else I can display the other stats? No, not really. I can just wait until they're in the actual training arena. We can talk to this guy here to rest for an hour or two, because as you can see there, the game's going on a real-time clock. So you have a limited amount of days with your Digimon. Oh, for God's sake, you have to poop right now? Fine, if I just walk over here, the shutter drops. I legit don't know what that is meant to be, but yeah. So, you know, get them there fast enough and I'll be happy. But yeah, this is the training arena. I'm actually kind of disappointed in the training arena, because in Digimon World 1, there was like, what's the word I'm looking for? There were, like little physical things that the Digimon would do to actually train up their stats. And in this one, it's just not there, which is really disappointing, but oh well. So, depending on what you pick with your Digimon here, you can train either one of your two Digimon. There's only one Digimon in Digimon World 1, so yeah, having two here is a nice change. But yeah, if you can pick what your Digimon are training in, and it'll also affect what bonuses you get on the training timeline. But you also want to be training, you know, what particular stat you want in order to level up your Digimon at any particular, not to level up your Digimon, not to digivolve your Digimon into the Digimon you might want. Say that 5 times fast. I'm gonna sneeze. Nope, suppressed it. Alright, so you can choose what you want your Digimon to train in, and when you do, you'll get a bonus meter like this, and you go try and time your your circle press properly, and it'll give you a different bonus. What those bonuses are, I can't tell you, because I have no freaking idea. But yeah, you just do that a few times, and this is how you train up your Digimon. So you really do want to be training up your Digimon as much as you possibly can, because there are boss fights and stuff in this game, and they are quite difficult if you come into them unprepared. So getting as much training in as possible is a good idea. Unfortunately, the bonus things are actually quite hard to hit. If we hit square, we can get into our communication menu and we can feed them. So here you go, guys. You both get foods. He's still hungry, apparently, which is a bit strange, but there you go. I'll just feed him again. They're a bit fatigued from training, so I'll probably only be able to do it a couple more times. Because once they start getting over half fatigue, they'll end up needing to rest. Otherwise, you're likely to get them injured, which is not a good start. My guys really do need attack strength right now. Oh, okay, one more. I'll probably end up injuring one of them, but there we go. Yeah, we just put them to sleep for a couple of hours to reduce the amount of stress they have, and... Oh dear. So that's the screen that comes up when they shit themselves. Didn't really get much warning that that was going to happen, but there you go. It's kind of annoying when you're doing training. You have to wait for them to decide whether or not they're actually going to shit themselves or not, which is not the most pleasant thing in the world. Yes, that has actually happened to me once already, which is not the most pleasant thing, but he's still really happy with me despite the fact that he shit himself, so... That's a really weird thing to say, isn't it? Alright, they're both hungry again, so I better feed them some more. The one on the right actually likes those black mushrooms, which is a neat thing to have. So you can use the L and R button to select just which one you want to feed individually, but apparently that's not good enough. Come on, alright. We'll just feed him a piece of meat, because we're running out of meat pretty quickly. So this is pretty much the basics of Digimon training. There is, of course, battling, which I will be sure to get into very shortly, but I don't exactly want to go out right now, because my Digimon are at, it's currently, like, 20. Now, well, I guess I gotta go out, because I'm not going to spend 4 more hours resting, so... There's lots of Digimon out here that we can fight, especially at night. They change at night, so that'll be an easy thing to do. I'm going to wander over here. Okay, you don't need to. What's the bet? As soon as we get out, they're going to start needing to shit. So, that'll be pleasant. Alright, so, here's the Overworld. It's a lot more different at night than it is at day, I gotta say, but yeah. The world is comprised of these big open areas. Something stuck in my throat. The world is comprised of these big open areas, and you wander around them looking for resources. So, say you look near a tree, there might be an apple down next to it, or a piece of food. Say you walk near a big glowing column, there's resources in them, which is fairly nice. This Digimon isn't very happy that we're near him, so screw it, we're going to battle him anyway. So this is how battling works. Your Digimon start out with a specific amount of order power. And the order power can be used to order them to do individual things. So we can order them to do specific attacks, we can order them to do things to like increase their power or stuff like that. And if you give them enough order power by successfully pressing the circle button at the right time, you will give them extra order power, which can be used to bring out their stronger attacks. Now, this is the communication mode that comes up sometimes. It isn't forced to come up, and you can either praise or not praise or just leave them alone. And I told you they would need to shit. I told you. And they won't shut up about it. They tend to try and talk to you a lot, which is the annoying thing, because you can't translate what they're saying. So it's surprisingly hard to know exactly what they want, which is kind of a problem. And apparently they're both ready to sleep. Can I actually sleep out here? I haven't tried, but I don't think you... No, apparently you can. Alright, down they go. And this will skip time forward. And they need freaking food again, because Jesus Christ, of course they do. Alright, you both get mushroom... Well, no, apparently only you get the mushroom. And of course they do... They do only like specific kinds of food, as I said before. So hopefully that'll keep them interested. So, let's continue on. The happiness does also reset from day to day, so you have to work on getting it up and down and stuff like that. It's an interesting system, I gotta say. So yeah, you basically just gotta wander around this open world, and there is a map that I can come to now. So if I go to the map, we can see that the map is made up of, well, you can see that it's made up of an absolute ton of different areas. And in every area, there's a lot of different sub-areas as well. So you can go around and explore all these. They've all got different Digimon to fight. So, yeah, there's a lot of areas to be exploring. And there's a material pile over here. And materials I haven't actually unlocked the use for yet. You can only carry a specific amount of them around. And you... Brain work with me here. You can only carry a specific amount of them around. And when you do, you take them back to the town to use to upgrade the town, which is a interesting concept. Hey, we got multiple Digimon here. This will be neat. As you can see, they will chase after you, but if you are quick, you can run away from them. Alright, let's do a 3-on-2 battle, because why not? And they're level 5, so this may be difficult, but... Nah, we're doing decent amounts of damage. Now, if you hit R at the right time, you can get them to do specific... you can get them to do attacks. There are things like combo attacks that you can do. And if I hit square, if I hit square, I can order them to do specific AI movements, and you can also hit triangle to use items in battle. But it looks like this won't be necessary because I'm actually doing quite well here. And they're all basically knocked out. They actually get up and run away after the battle if you're paying attention, so it's actually kind of neat. And we get items, we get stat upgrades. It is entirely possible to go entirely through battles and just upgrade your stats through that. So if you don't feel like going back to the place in training, you can do that. Although I imagine with hard mode, that may not be an option. We have a side quest Digimon here. You can talk to them and they'll give you stuff to do. Or sometimes they'll just come along willingly, but oh, this is actually a battle! Oh shit! Great. Wonderful. Okay, oh well, boss fight. Why not? Okay, we're actually doing damage. That's quite nice, because there are battles like this where you will do absolutely no damage and you won't be able to figure out why. Oh, Jesus, that must have hurt. Alright, let's get them both in there and try and get... Oh, well, we're not going to get combo attack in, but yeah. So this is how the battles work. You don't have direct control over your Digimon per se. You can order them to do specific things, but they'll move around by themselves and they'll do attacks by themselves if they're considered to, and it's a neat system. The more wise they are, the more intelligence they have, which is the third stat, will actually give them like more orders and stuff to do, which is it's a really interesting system, because it just means that training your Digimon is actually really important, because if you train them well enough to obey you, they will be more useful Digimon. It's just a really cool idea, and I really like it. It's the reason why I like Digimon World, because Digimon World did the same thing. You had one Digimon who you had to actively train to obey you, and Digimon World Next Order does the same thing. And considering that you have to get all the stats, and you have to be carefully raising your Digimon in order to... Yeah, none of these guys are scared of me, and unfortunately there's nowhere else for me to go. So I'll head back, and I'll head in the other direction, because there's another boss fight I can do. So we'll go do that. And just the whole idea of going around this big area, getting a lot of Digimon to get your town built up, training the Digimon you have up in order to, you know, like get specific Digimon and have a really strong team dynamic going, and doing all sorts of side quests and town building and stuff like that along the way. It's just, it is a really appealing system. And from what little I've been able to understand of Digimon World Next Order, it basically feels like the old Digimon World games again, which is really nice. I mean, there are other ones that have come out, like there was one on the 3DS called Digimon World Digitize, I think it was called. That, oh great, that never came out here. You do have porta potties that you can use, but when it's literally just here, I mean, why not, right? I know there's been more Digimon World games since the original Digimon World. I know there's like Digimon World 2 and 3, but I tried playing Digimon World 2 and 3, and they just weren't like Digimon World 1. So, you know, I was a little bit disappointed with that. But yeah, Digimon World Next Order looks like it's going to be a real good time. I'm quite impressed with it, especially the Vita port. I mean, some people complain, there have been complaints that the frame rate doesn't stay at the 60 that it tries to hold at, which is true. But it's not as bad as I was expecting it to be from the stuff I was seeing. Maybe it's worse as the game goes on, but I mean, the frame rate drops. I mean, if you've played Corpse Party Blood Drive, which was also designed with Unity, which is the game development engine, if you've played that, it's nowhere near as bad as Blood Drive, Corpse Party Blood Drive. It's kind of ridiculous, actually. Are you gonna run away from me? Yes, you are. Alright, where's that map? I just need to remember what direction I have to go in from here to get to the boss fight I'm thinking of. I'm up there, and yeah, I need to go south to get to where I'm going. But yeah, the port itself isn't really that bad. I mean, I know it's no... I know that people will be kind of upset if we got a fairly inferior version of Digimon World Next Order, but why couldn't they have just translated the Vita version? Is what I want to know. Why couldn't they have just done that? It's a little bit depressing, honestly. Anyway, this is Birdramon. I know this because I actually looked this up in a guide, but we're going to try and beat the crap out of him. This may not end well. I really would have liked it if they had, you know, localized the Vita version, just because it would have given me... I better heal him up. I mean, I really don't understand why... Oh god, I have to send out another healing disc. Yeah, this is going to be a tough fight. You can't press the order button, like, just randomly, because it will not work. You will have to, oh, Jesus, this is going to be a tough fight. Oh, this one restores 3,000. Yeah, we're not going to win this. I'm going to escape from this fight. It is entirely possible to do that. If I remember the right fucking... No, I can't escape from this fight because it's a story fight. Great. Oh, this is a revive disc. Okay. I'm not entirely sure what you have to do to win this fight, but... yeah. Because this guy is extremely strong, and the level counter means nothing in terms of the amount of power they actually have. So it's actually kind of frustrating trying to fight a battle like this. But yeah, I would have loved to have seen just the Vita version come over, even if it was like the less optimal version, which is it's just kind of disappointing, honestly. We don't know how well the PS4 version is going to work on remote play either, which will be another kick in the teeth if it doesn't work at all. Although with a game like this, considering that we haven't even really... Considering that you don't even really need the shoulder buttons for anything except selecting partners, I don't think they're going to make L2 and R2 anything particularly difficult to deal with. There's not much I can really do here. I mean, I don't even have any more healing discs to throw out. I mean, I can try and revive my other Digimon, but this won't last forever. Yep, they're both down. And we're very sad, because of course we are. Thankfully, this isn't like Digimon World 1, where if your Digimon dies, they lose a life and get reincarnated. But you get thrown back to town, which is nice, but at the same time, when you do get thrown back to town, well, we actually get the cutscene introducing the new member to us, which is kind of nice. Huh, the last time I came back here, my Digimon were actually injured from the fight, which is interesting, but no, they're actually kind of fine here. But yeah, when you come back here, you can train them up again, you can wait for their health to come back by putting them to sleep at the end of the day, you know, it's stuff like that. So yeah, that was a quick, just glance at Digimon World Next Order. Due to the amount of text there is in the side quests and just the typical story stuff, it is kind of hard to recommend as an import because you do have to do a lot of translating for half of this stuff to make sense, which is really disappointing, honestly. Because seeing that this version probably isn't going to come over to the West, I'm not going to have an opportunity to actually play it, which is just kind of sad, really. I mean, I'll probably pick it up for PS4 just because I loved the original Digimon World, and this game feels kind of a lot like it, but yeah, it's just disappointing that I won't have the excuse to do a video on it, but well, then again, I might be able to do a remote play video on it, which I haven't done in a long time because my PS4 has just been sitting there, but yeah, I like it, I really do. Playing it in Japanese is a pain in the ass if you don't know Japanese, and we're not going to get the English version. Real shame. Oh hey, this is the guy we recruited earlier. What do you got? Oh, you can actually speak to this guy to, like, upgrade training arenas. That's kind of neat, actually. So yeah, just long story short, I really do like it. It's just disappointing that it's not coming over here for Vita in English. I wonder what they would have to do in order to actually get, like, an enhanced port with all the stuff that's coming in the PS4 version, because it really doesn't sound like it'd be that difficult, because it's a Unity engine game. Unity engine isn't that big of a thing to deal with. I don't see the reason why it can't be brought over to both at once. It really is disappointing in that sense. Also, they keep making noises at me. The last generation of these Digimon, they kept making noises at me for some reason, and I wasn't entirely sure why. And that can be really frustrating to figure out if you can't understand what they're saying. Which is funny, because a lot of Digimon in this game actually speak English, but these two don't. Well, they don't speak English, they speak. They speak a language. These two... well, they do, but then again, I guess you can't really understand them unless you're playing the game in goddamn English, can you? If it comes over to the West, like, if they announce they're actually going to put in the effort to make the Vita port on par with the PS4 port, then it comes recommended just because I love Digimon World. So, yeah. It's just, you know, since it isn't actually going to come out over here on Vita, most likely, I feel like I'm setting myself up for disappointment, honestly. Either my big doggy guy on the left has grown a pink underbelly, or he's sitting on his own poop. That's not great. Yeah, I've said everything that is to be said about Next Order. I like the concept, I like the battling, and there's a lot of, like, quests and stuff to do to help rebuild the town and stuff like that. It's just, if you're not playing it in English, it's gonna be a bit of a pain in the ass. And that's unfortunate, because I could continue on through this game, but I'd be struggling. I'd be pulling out the tablet every 5 minutes trying to figure out what everybody wants, which is a real shame. Really is. If you want Namco to reconsider bringing over the Vita version, I'm going to leave links in the description to their Twitter, their YouTube, stuff like that, you know, so you can try and convince them to bring the game over here on the Vita, but honestly, at this point, I don't really see it happening. because they already made one mistake and then they rescinded it. So, yeah, I don't know what else to say. This has been Blue Maxima, and I'll see you all next time.